it's time to talk about Open 24 Hours. This is the second movie I rented at Redbox. I rented this and The Wretched. I should have my Wretched review already uploaded by now. But now let's talk about 24 Hours, Open 24 Hours. This movie was, in a festival going from whatever, it's been around for a couple of years now. When you look it up, it says 2018, but I don't think it was released until this year, like a couple months ago or last month to Redbox, and now it's actually out for all of us to enjoy. So it's technically a 2020 movie, really. So, and whatever, let's not have that debate. This movie is about a woman who recently got out of prison for setting her boyfriend on fire. She lit her boyfriend on fire. She's out of prison. She served her time. I'm not sure how much time, and she got a job at a gas station. She's paranoid. She's having hallucinations. She's taking meds. She's got a parole officer checking in on her. And she's got this friend. And she just keeps seeing her crazy boyfriend who's at prison. He's not dead. He survived the fire. And so this movie, the whole movie, you're like, at least in the first half, you're like, is she crazy? Is she going to be doing the killings? Is there this, or is it going to be this? Is it going to be the obvious? Is it going to, like, there's a few different directions this movie could have went. And unfortunately, it took kind of multiple directions at the same time. I mean, I don't want to spoil too much about it. I'll keep this as spoiler free as I can, but that's really one of my big problems with the movie is that it just kind of did too many things at once. And that's where the movie lost me. Like the first, 35, 40 minutes, I was like in it, or how, like, there was a certain point where it just lost me and it never got me back. When it finally went in this direction, I was like, nah, really? That's the direction you went? I didn't like that choice. It just felt like a generic slasher movie. It's a slasher. They decided to go that route. I thought they were going this route, and they did not go that route. And this movie does the whole let's start at the very end cliche now. It's like a popular trend in movies now where they show you the last scene at the open. Like, here's what you can look forward to. Here's who's going to survive. Now you know everything. What's the point of watching now? So it's just so fucking stupid. I mean, come on. There's a trucker character in the movie who's like the only like really hammy over the top like pervert guy performance. Like his performance, the faces he's making, it's just like, okay, this guy does not fit this movie, the tone that they're going for. He's just so out of place to me, at least. I didn't like his character at all, and he's a fucking moron. He's so unrealistically stupid in one scene. I won't give out all the details. Like I said, I'm trying to keep this spoiler free, but I suck at that. And there's way too many fake outs. Like I said, like she's a paranoid, she's having hallucinations and she's on meds, and it's just like fake out, fake out, fake out, which kind of makes sense why they're doing it because, at first when you don't know what's going on, you're like, well, now she doesn't know what the fuck's real. I don't know what's real either. You're kind of like in her mindset while watching the movie where you don't even know what's real. It just bugged me. It's just like fake out, fake out, fake out. And it just pissed me off. I hate fake outs, I don't like it. But I get why she's having these hallucinations, and some of them looked cool. Like some of the imagery I'll get into later, awesome stuff. But just too much, too many fake outs, and we get bad cops in the movie. They suck. Like she calls the cops at one point, like they actually pick up like 911. What's your emergency? And she hangs up like, oh, I didn't mean to call you. Doesn't matter. If you call them, they're going to send the car no matter what. It doesn't matter if you go, oh, JK, I didn't need you. They're going to send the cop anyway in case you were forced to say that. But no cop shows up. But then she calls a second time, or somebody does, cops show up, and of course they're fucking useless, like always. And they make stupid decisions. They're being retarded. Yeah, I said it. And so, and I'm not sure if I can root for this final girl. Like, I don't, how can I say? Like, I can't root for her because there's this history with her character where it's kind of like ambiguous. Like, okay, is she just as psycho as this guy? And last but not least, fuck the last 20 seconds of this movie. That last scene did not need to happen. All right, just a typical generic ending where there's just one last scare. One last scare. Just another last maybe hallucination from this girl to end on. And we didn't need it. It's just stupid. So quit with that shit. So yeah, this movie started on a sour note with the whole, like, let's show you the very end scene-ish, the second to last scene. So that irritated me. And then it ended on a sour note with, let's give you one last stupid scare. And who the hell is hiring this chick? No one would hire her. You hear that story, you hear who her boyfriend was, why she lit him on fire, what she went through. She's got a parole officer, she's taking pills. Who the fuck's gonna hire her? Especially at a hair salon where she probably has to like hold scissors to people's faces. No. No one's gonna hire her. That's unrealistic as fuck. But looking past that, the movie's fine. Like, let's get into the positives. I like some of the hallucinations that she has. Like I said earlier, there's a lot of them, but some of them are really cool and creepy, like Maniac remake-esque, like inspired. You got, people bleeding from the scalp randomly. She's just tripping balls, and there's even like things taken straight out of like Outlast and Outlast 2, just toilets filling with blood, and she's just seeing all kinds of crazy crap. And the kills are brutal and very gruesome. The killer's choice of weapon is a sledgehammer and hammer at first, but then he upgrades to a sledgehammer. We get a Linnea Quigley Silent Night, Deadly Night homage kill here, which I liked. And I think this movie utilizes its one setting very well. I like this setting. It's a very big gas station. It's got a huge bathroom, and it's even got like this auto parts junkyard next door, and some of the cinematography, like the lighting, like there's all kinds of cool atmosphere, especially in like the third act. I love, I'm a sucker for colorful lights. Like there's a lot of cool, like I said, cinematography, just the way some scenes are lit and look, I thought was pretty pleasing to my eye. I was like, oh, this scene looks cool. But the movie is not that great, but it's fine. So that's really about it. So final thoughts, this movie's fine, but I just was not crazy about it. I was like lukewarm on it at best. Has some good things in it. If you like slashers with some gruesome, brutal kills, you'll get some of that. But yeah, this movie just kind of lost me towards, especially like the last third, and it didn't really pick up from there. So when it comes to 24 hours or open 24 hours, if you're a slasher fan, definitely worth a watch. It's not the worst thing ever. Looks good. Acting's fine. It's got Brendan Fletcher. If you like this kind of stuff, if it sounds intriguing to you, check it out at Redbox. And one last thing I want to point out is that I found it funny that every time she rung up stuff for people, she would say a price, but what was on the display was not the right number at all. Kind of reminded me of Friday the 13th when they're rolling the dice and they're like, double sixes! And it's like, it's not double sixes, it's a 3. So yeah, that was just funny to me. It's like, such a silly mistake too. Like, just have the actress say whatever the fuck is right there. Like, oh, it's $11. It's like, no, it says like $4.75, so you're wrong. But whatever. A little nitpick. Wanted to point it out. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on Open 24 Hours. What did you think about this 2020 slasher movie? Put your thoughts up in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. If you like what you've seen here, you can hit this like button and become a subscriber today just by clicking on my cartoon face in about 5 seconds. And until next time, auf Wiedersehen.